Very angry.
I think he has a very short temper.
He has a decent temper.
Tough unit.
I remember ratchets flying across the workshop.
He can get angry with a camber gauge in his hand.
He's really hard on you. Always wants the best out of everyone, and he knows how to get it out of people by half scaring them, I think.
I've only got a couple of smiles out of him and maybe only one or two good jobs. And that wasn't even after a win, believe it or not.
Tough. You always know you're in a lot of trouble when there's some big drags taken on the Winnie Blues.
Loves a smoke.
He likes smokes, beer, Coke for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Smokes a
I
lot.
wish he'd start looking after himself and get off the smokes and try and eat some better food.
He's probably the only bloke that can keep a cigarette going in the shower.
In 2004, we bet him if we finished 1, 2, 3 for the weekend in a Formula Ford race, that he'd give up smoking, but that lasted about 3 days, I think, and he's full-time back on them again. 6 years ago.
Runs an extremely tight ship.
He taught me everything I know about attention to detail.
He's a true racer at heart.
He treats his race cars like they're his babies. They're absolutely immaculate.
Very thorough in what he does. I've never seen someone spend over an hour trying to adjust a preload on the front of a Formula Ford.
Attention to detail, second to none.
Someone who really pushes you to get the best out of yourself. He got the most out of me for the 4 years I was with him.
A lot of the things I learned when working with him I still use today.
I think his most common quote is, "How hard is it?" Especially when a driver spears off the track. Never forget one time at Darwin when I sprayed it while in the lead and I came down the pit straight to see a bit of the head shake and possibly the clipboard go flying.
Learned a whole new part of the English language when I started working with him.
The hardest thing is trying to get him to smile. You know, you can win a race and still not have him smile.
Yeah, always know where you stand with him.
He's got a kind heart. He's a great bloke.
And for me, he was unreal. I couldn't be here without him.
I actually think he looks better without his front tooth.
Deep down, a good bloke. Struggles to get that across sometimes.
Hard but fair.
And someone who's dedicated to making sure that everything's right for you.
A massive help in my career.
He's also one of my really close friends. Looks after the ones that are close to him.
He's just a good bloke down on his luck.
Yes, I'm a hard taskmaster. I feel that's the best approach to get the most out of young drivers. Yeah, there may have been a bit of perhaps a little bit too much temper early in the piece, but that's something that I've always been aware of and managed that much better than I have in the past. So I wouldn't say I've toned it down. I guess what I have become more adept at is controlling some of the frustration. I don't mind a Coke, and everyone gives me a hard time about the smoking, so I suppose they're my two sins, I suppose. Probably the biggest highlight was winning our first championship, I guess. That's something that, you strive to achieve that, and the first time you achieve that, it's a good feeling. But having said that, every pole position, race win, championship win, they all feel just as good as the the one previous. Look at the expansion here at Sonic is it's something that we first started to plan for back in about 2003, 2002, 2003. Prior to that, in the early days of the Formula Ford thing, it wasn't on the radar whatsoever. But it became obvious to us that we certainly couldn't afford to have all our eggs in the one basket, number one. And then I became I guess increasingly motivated by and keen on the idea of growing drivers within our team and moving them with us, hopefully onto bigger and better things. So it's been an evolutionary process, I guess, starting with Carrera Cup back in 2005, Now the Fujitsu series thing, which we're in our second year of. And look, we have a plan where we'd like to take that one step further, but a lot of things have obviously got to come together for that to happen.